All right, guys and gals, welcome to today's project. We got something way different in the shop here today. We got us a little track bike, a little Honda Elite. All right, a little backstory on this guy. It's been at the shop here for as long as I can remember. We're going to turn this into something cool. So when we go to the track, we're not walking everywhere. And that brings us to the name of this guy. We're going to call it Beats Feet. Because, you know, it beats your feet. You get what I'm saying? What do you think, Theany? Think you right on that? Maybe. Alright, so we're going to get this guy tore down, prepped up, get it ready for some custom paint. We can't be riding this thing like this. No. Oh man, it looks like somebody laid this guy over maybe once or twice. Wild. They got a little wild with her. Alright, we'll get set up. Get this thing tore down. We'll cut you back on. What is it, Theany? Something maybe living in there? We'll find out. Alright. Alright, guys and gals, here we are. Back on our Honda scooter. Got a couple tools gathered up here. Let's see if we can't get this thing tore apart. So we can get some paint going on this guy. I don't know what it is. What's under here? Oh, I think that's a trunk. Check this out. A little tool compartment. We got little tools in there. That side. We'll put that back in there. That's a good sign. This thing needs work on. All right. Now, mind you, everything on this is going to be metric. Okay? So keep that in mind. Don't get your standard tools out and think you're going to take this thing apart. I mean, you probably could, but just know that it's metric. What we're doing here, we're going to get this thing tore down so we can get it prepped and ready for paint. We're going to do something wild with this little guy. Spruce her up a bit. Thank you, Dean. Okay, thanks, buddy. All right, yep, I'm okay. Yep, it's a Honda, I know, but it's weird. Taking this hot rod apart, Theany. We gotta get her slimmed down and going fast, buddy. how you destroy a perfectly put together Honda scooter. Just kidding. We're gonna get this thing fancied up. Some body work done on this, because as you can see, this thing has had a rough life. I mean, its face is broke, its cheeks kicked in. We'll get her straightened up here and looking pretty again. Not as pretty as this Honda Elite can look. All right, we'll click it back on when we get this all stripped down and ready to go. Don't look so elite in a pile on the floor, does it? Okay. All right, guys and gals, here we are. We're gonna have to do some body work. Get these little panels straightened out, get everything scuffed up, everything prepped up. We're gonna throw some sealer primer on this stuff. We'll cut you back on when we're done. All right, guys and gals, there you go. Got our primer sealer put on there. Got our bottom layer protected from our new paint that we're about to put on. We're gonna let this flash off real good. And we're gonna show you what color this guy's gonna be. We'll click you back on when we're ready. All right, guys and gals, here we are. Our base color, Mazda red. I don't know if any of that'll show up in there, but there you go. So, we have this left over from our 81 El Camino project, Carmen. You guys might be saying, hey, wait a minute, that car's blue. And you're right, that car is blue. You'll see what I took out of this gallon. I mixed Spirit Blue and this Mazda red together and got a purple. Okay, really like the purple on the El Camino. But my truck was already purple, so we had to switch it up. So I covered all that in a white pearl. And it turned the car a denim color. You can see that if you go back and check the videos of introducing Carmen. You'll see the process of what we went through there. So, this is what's left over. But anyhow, how it got to the blue, I ended up taping that off, sanding it down, and I sprayed it with Oriental Blue Candy over top of that denim color. And I mean to tell you, it's sharp. That thing just dances and pops and does all kinds of good stuff. But here we go. That's our Mazda red. Now make sure, guys and gals, if you're like me, you got paint you store around for a while, make sure you stir this up good. Get your stick on the bottom, get all them sediments mixed up, all your sparkles, all your pearls mixed up, all your colors mixed together. You'll start to see it all be one uniform color. That's what you're looking for. Now make sure you read your instructions. Some of this stuff you need to acclimate, some of this you can mix it up and go. So be sure you do your research so that way you get the best end result for what you're after. All right, we'll get this mixed back up. We'll cut you back on when we're ready. All right, guys and gals, here we are. Got our first coat of Mazda red on her. I know it's a Honda, but it can be Mazda red. We're going on the custom side. Let's see if we can get you in here. It's hard to tell here from the camera, but it's got sparkles. Enough sparkles for us? No. Nope, no, not even close. Okay, so we're gonna let this flash off 35, 40 minutes, and we're gonna hit it with a second coat. We'll cut you back on when we get to that stage. All right, guys and gals, here we are, we're back. We got our second coat of Mazda red loaded up. We're gonna go over here and get this sprayed. We'll show you what that looks like when we get her done. Click you back on in a minute. All right, guys and gals, here we go. Let's put some light on this, see if we can get you in here. You can see it's got a couple little sparkles. Got our two coats on here. We're gonna let this dry really, really good. Half hour, 40 minutes, an hour, overnight, whatever it takes, before we go ahead and proceed with our next step. Look at the reflection. You gonna focus? A little sparkle. we're gonna add a lot of sparkle. Get this thing shining like Dorothy's slipper. All right. We'll save you watching the paint dry, and we'll click it back on when we're ready for the next step. All right, guys and gals, we're back. This is what we're gonna put on our Honda scooter. Crushed glass. We got our color blender here, mixed up 1-to-1. We're gonna add this. Look at this. I don't know if that shows up. Look at that. Sparkles. We're gonna add, that much. Okay, cool. Let's get that stirred in. Wow, look at the disco going on here. Now you don't want to strain this when you put this in your gun, okay? You want to open your fluid all the way up and let this stuff fly. So we're going to get this mixed up good. We're going to get that sprayed on our parts, and we'll show you what it looks like when we're all done. Alright, guys and gals, here we go. We got our glitter going on. I don't know how much of that's actually showing up. I mean to tell you, she's sparkly. Gives it like a metal flake look. If you can see at certain angles, it really shines. Other angles, it goes back to almost just regular old red. But if you tilt it, I mean to tell you, and the light hits it in the right angle, ooh boy. You on that edge there, see how it makes that glimmer? There you go. Now you want to be mindful, you want to spray this stuff with a bigger tip, okay? You want to use a 1.8 or bigger tip on this. Slow your fluid control down and let that flow out. Make sure you constantly mix up your material. This heavier material will want to settle for you and you'll end up with a splotchy look. You don't want that. Now we did 2 good coats and a dusting on the end just to get her all nice and even. And all our parts done here. We really laid her on heavy here. So we're going to do some other artwork on top of this in our next video. We're going to get this cleared for now. We're going to let this cure, and we'll cut you back on and show you what it looks like when it's all in clear coat. Click you back on when we're done. Oh yeah. Not the disco. Alright, guys and gals, here we go. We got her in clear. You can see all the sparkles. Got our little Honda scooter looking good. Get the different angles so you can see it. That's wild how that works. Can't really pick it up. Change your angle and it totally pops. All our face pieces. Piece that was all broke up. Let's see if this will focus. Get you in here on this. Look at the glitter. Oh my. Alright, now that's step 1. Now we're going to let this cure a couple days. We're going to come back, wet sand this, and we're going to do our next step. Alright, guys and gals, you know why we do it. For the love of hot rods and horsepower. And Honda scooters? Maybe. Anything cool. It just goes to show you, guys and gals. It doesn't have to be a hot rod. It doesn't have to be something expensive. It could be something you already have laying around the house that just needs a little updating. Out there and get yourself a project. Start enjoying it. We'll catch you on the next one.